Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? How's it going, guys? This is sketch drawings, and sorry that started out so awkwardly. I was just catching my mind here, and today I'm going to be drawing a half girl, kind of half muerte, half sugar skull, and I'm going to try to essentially kind of do it in front of you guys. There's going to be some portions where I will have to speed up because it's just going to be like me, like slightly shading, But I'm going to be using this Portfolio Aqua Sketch. It's a 6B. It is just essentially graphite. But let's kind of start the drawing then. Let's get into it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be splitting. This is really more for like a tattoo design. So I'm going to be drawing a circle for the cranial portion of the head. And when I do this, I am drawing this light on purpose so that I can get the proportions out first before I do the entire drawing. I want a general idea where the eyes are going to be and general idea where the nose is going to be, because it's going to be a nose on one side only. And I am going to draw hair as well on the side of the woman here. And the sugar skull will be on this side. For the woman, this is an approach to drawing you can do as well that I do a lot. I use just the side of the pencil, and what I start doing is I start kind of slowly placing kind of dark areas, for example, like in the eyelash, like the eyelashes right there is a thick point. I'll start doing this and finding it lightly, and there's something almost therapeutic about it as well. Maybe the eyes right here. I'm placing the darks. The nose is going to be colored on her side. And then something goes for over here, the sugar skull. I'm going to find the darks. Move this up a little bit. What I like to do is I like to have a kneaded eraser with me, which I have a chunk of one right here. Got it. The kneaded eraser is that squishy eraser. It's probably my favorite one. Tooth cylinder area. It's going to be her mouth on this side, but she will have that kind of design. And then you got the kind of skull portion of that other side as well. Move the cheekbone a little bit onto the skull. So what I'm going to do is since I have him right-handed, and when I'm right-handed, when you're right-handed, when you do this, you're going to smudge this part. What you can kind of do is take a piece of paper. I got maybe a post-it note even, you know what I mean, and just put your hand there so you don't kind of ruin it. Or you can just work left to right. You're fixing as you go left to right. Like if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, it's the opposite. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start rendering this. I'm going to actually start going into this, but then I will, well, let me see what I can go into first and actually talk about. Down with the nose. I will do another video where I will go over just basic portrait stuff, because tattooing, tattoo art, especially with this, it has a lot to do with portraits. Of course, because you're doing portraits on skin and just learning basic drawing in portraits, and I'm going to go over that pretty soon, and I will let you know about that as well. If it already exists, I'm going to put an annotation somewhere. But so right now, I'm going to go into her nose shape. So what I'm trying to do with her side is she is going to have a regular human nose. I got to indicate that that's painted over. Like the Day of the Dead, like La Muerte. Muerte. Let's see. trying to find stuff. Alright, I'm going to go into this now, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of it and talk about it, then go back into it. But I'm going to probably speed the video up so we can kind of get through this whole thing. Let's do it. Hello. Okay, hello. Sorry. Anyways, to come back to this, I was straightening out and putting lines along these kind of vague, wispy lines that I originally put down for space. And that is kind of a lot of what I do, is trying to find proportion first and then pushing forward by darkening things up slowly with detail. So when I darken things up slowly, I usually build up to it. That's a thing I tend to do a lot. I do slowly here, and you're building, 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 building. You don't have to push that hard. You're obviously pushing a little bit harder when you do that, but you don't need to do that all the time. I'm trying to clear out some of this as well. The hair I'm making kind of wispy. I want that to come downward. And then the skull is going to come out from here, go down. You got the cranial mass, the temporalis is. I'm not going to make this skull exact. Well, we'll see how I make this skull, but I'm not going to make it exactly anatomically correct because I feel like the sugar skulls are not. But I want to make it kind of like a half and half type thing. And this one, see, this one's a little strange because this is going to be an actual hole versus right here, which is just a painted nose. So I'm going to try to make this look a little bit darker, at least toward this area, toward the center, and then come out. I'm using I'm using more of the tip now. You can see that, and the teeth is the same thing. I'm going to be thinking of the texture of the teeth. I'm going to be putting like a faint line. That's something I've been thinking about. What's going to separate the living side from the non-living side? Probably like a faint line dividing it. Also, another empty space right here. This recedes back. Same thing there as well. Recedes back. I'm not gonna put the designs on it quite yet. I'm gonna connect the skull there as well. I'm going to shade a little bit of this as well. When I shade a little bit of it, I will come back again, but I'm going to speed through this a little bit only because I'm going to be doing a lot of this like fill in the blank kind of stuff, like the black parts. So let's keep it moving.
All sorts of different things. It went into the
All right. So I'm kind of into this now. I want to go into the design. We've got some plant-like designs here. I'm gonna go pretty flat with it. Relatively flat. Just like these cool little vines, swirlies. Oh, swirls. Uh, excuse me. I'm gonna go into the hair as well. Trying to figure out where I want a lot of the weight to be going in terms of like the darkness, because kind of the darkness has weight to it, and if you look at the overall image, you're trying to figure out where is the most black right here. I like to balance it by pulling it over here in the hair. And I'm gonna just give it a light kind of glaze over the hair because I want it to be dark. Kind of giving it like still that glaze. Just trying to figure that out. Slowly building. Kind of building upon value. All right. Sometimes I get up to kind of take a look at what it looks like behind the camera, just because I feel like it gives you a little bit of a different perspective. I'm going to grab my kneaded eraser, and I'm going to take a little bit of highlight over here on the hair, just pulling it back just a little bit. More darkness here along the edge. And I think that's roughly... just kind of vignette it. Something's kind of looking weird with to me, so I'm going to kind of work on it a little bit more. One here along the edges. And rubbing my finger through it a little bit. Going back in there, just sharpening certain things in the eye. Trying to take a highlight here out of the eye. It's kind of hard though. Continue to darken certain things here that I want to pop out. Okay, I'm going to take one more cleaning process of it. I'm going to go around, try to shade some things, try to straighten some things out, and then I'll come back for final thoughts. cleaned it up a little more, tried to finesse a couple of things, and that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you watching this. If you liked it, please give a like and maybe share the video somewhere, like on Facebook. That's like probably the best thing you can possibly do is when you share it. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you soon.